What's up everybody, I'm Derek, this is Rocking eForge, and today I'm going to be forging a simple J-hook for pounding into walls or posts or things of that nature so that I can hang some things around the house. So, let's get rocking. Alright, so I'm going to be starting with a piece of 3/8 inch square stock. The length doesn't really matter here because we're going to end up cutting it from the bar once we've got it all worked out anyway. And I'm going to start by forging a taper into the end of this bar. And then I'm going to extend that taper up to a length of about 3 inches, and then we'll start working on the rest of the hook itself. All right, so this is going to become the spike that is going to be 90 degrees offset and be pounded into the wall or the post. But I'm not going to do that quite yet. I'm actually going to work on the rest of the hook by drawing a reverse taper from where my initial taper ends. I'm just going to start tapering all the way up to that kind of transition point between what's going to be the reverse taper and the forward taper, and then we'll get to actually shaping the hook. All right, so the way I'm going to do this in the reverse taper is bring this to the rear edge of the anvil, the near edge, excuse me, and establish a shoulder, keeping everything straight as much as possible. And then I'm going to start forging that two-sided taper off the near edge of the anvil with half-face blows. And then talk through all my heat. So we'll come back in the next heat and actually show you how it goes. And I'm going to draw this down, not all the way to a point, because I'm going to keep that somewhat thick while I can hang on to it with my handle, but I'm going to draw that up all the way. And you can tell that having started about 4 inches away, this is elongating because I am spreading that steel lengthwise while I am tapering it down. So take into account that whatever length you want it to be at in the final product, that you will gain additional length if you start at the length that you think you want. And once I've smoothed this up, I've kind of noticed that this is a pretty thick spike to be hammering into pretty much anything. I'm going to try to thin this down without adding too much length on the next heat, and then we will go ahead and forge this taper down to a very small point here where it's connected to the parent stock, and I'll just break that off and then start using tongs to start working on the actual shape of the hook. Now I've biased this taper toward one side by putting in a shoulder here, and I'm gonna next heat come in and put a similar shoulder on the other side to create kind of a bump out here, right here where the corner is going to be for the hook, so that I can get a 90-degree bend here and have a nice sharp corner where it would be hammered into the post. All right, so now you can kind of see what I was talking about. I've got a little bit of a bump or a point kind of built into the transition there. That'll help me get a square corner or a squarer corner when I actually bend this 90 degrees. So now that I've got that worked in, I'm just gonna work this taper all the way down to a point and break this off, and then we'll actually start to refine and shape the hook. And once I've got this pretty well finalized in shape, I'm just gonna planish everything off using light blows at a low heat or black heat, just to kind of even out the surface, make it look nice as we keep going. Not necessary, but I just kind of do it out of habit. And now I'm just gonna forge down right on the edge of the anvil this little transition point so that it's so skinny I can just break it off the bar and start working on the hook. All right, so now I'm gonna take this with my tongs, and I'm gonna further refine the taper down here. Keep throwing it on the ground. Now it's drop forged. All right, so now I'm gonna take this with my tongs and further refine the taper down here toward the tip, and kind of clean this rag up from breaking that off. And then I'll move into making this actually a little more decorative. All right, so before I go any further with this, I'm gonna go ahead and just knock down all the corners. Kind of give it a little softer look, so to speak. All right, and to add a little decorative flair, I'm gonna go ahead and just lock this in the vise. I'm gonna go ahead and make this more vertical. There we go. Lock this in the vise, and then use my twisting wrench to put a decorative twist. I'm about halfway through. And I'm making sure that all of the flat faces line up with the flat faces that they originally did. Then we'll go back in the forge and start shaping the actual hook. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do in shaping this is bend the spike over 90 degrees. I'm just gonna do that on the far edge of the anvil. I'll lay this off the anvil. Hammer on that corner. I ended up not bending right at that raised point, which is why that square corner didn't turn out perfectly square. With the amount of material I've got there, I'm gonna leave that because I don't want to thin it down any more than I have to. And I think, in hindsight, it would be better to make this bend on the horn of the anvil so that you don't end up thinning down this transition point on the kind of sharper edge. It'd help you curve on the inside and kind of be able to work in where that square corner ends up. But this is gonna look totally fine as is. I'm actually gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that bump just to kind of smooth out that transition and knock in those corners. Before I go any further with the actual shaping of the hook, I'm just gonna touch mark right here in the front. And then I'll spin it around and start actually shaping the hook itself. And what I'm gonna do first is just straighten everything out prior to bending, get a good hold on it, and then start scrolling the end of this away. I scroll that away from the direction that the hook is actually gonna bend, and then I'm gonna go heat this up, cool the tip of it so that I'm not messing up that scroll, and then we'll bend the hook to the final shape. Now, as finishing touches, I'm gonna grab my big brush and brush this down to get rid of all the loose scale. And while I've still got some heat in this, I'm gonna melt a layer of beeswax on here to darken the steel and prevent rust. And then I'm gonna wipe off the excess so it doesn't end up sticky. And with that, I'm all finished up. If you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, leave a comment, hit subscribe, or ring that notification bell. If you want to support me and the channel further, please consider becoming an honorary striker on my Patreon. That link is in the description below the video. Or please consider becoming a member on my YouTube channel. And as always, keep on rocking.